Hello, and this is Theme Park Squib, and welcome to this month's show. It's the start of March now, so yeah, I had my winter break where I didn't do the monthly show for a bit, but we're back now for the start of March. As we look back in today's episode, we'll look back on what's happened over the closed season, the new additions that are coming to the parks for 2020, as March is the official start of the UK theme park season. Also, I'll be showing you some merchandise that I got from the Drayton Manor Pirate Adventure auction. You can probably see some in the background there actually. Yeah, I'll be showing you that, and I'll be talking about what we've got planned in the next couple of weeks about videos on the channel and what new attractions are coming this year. So let's get straight into news headlines. So news headlines this month, I'm going to talk about what new additions are coming to the UK for this year, and also other attractions that are coming around the world to parks. So I'll start with the worldwide parks and what they're getting. But a big announcement was actually Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad opened this week at Disney's Hollywood Studios out in Florida. The new ride that's replaced a great movie ride. It's actually the first ride ever based on Mickey and Minnie. I've never had a ride based solely on them before, and it looks quite good. It looks more of a screen-based ride. Looks like from videos, I prefer the great movie ride, but you can only judge it once you ride it yourself. But there's not really much going on other this year, but at Disney, a couple of other things are opening. I know we're getting the Cars Route 66, which is a re-theme of the blooming tram tour at Hollywood Studios as part of the Disney Studios at Paris as part of the whole refresh round there. But what we're going to focus on is what's coming to the UK parks this year. We've got loads, so I think we should start off with Chessington World of Adventures will be the first park we will be going to. I'll be talking to you about that more later. But they're getting lots this year. They're having loads done. First, they're getting a brand new themed area of the park called the Rainforest. It's going to be based on the World Land Trust. And it's going to have some animals in there. It's going to have the capybaras and the giant tortoise moved up to this area. And it's also going to have the treetop hoppers, which is the small kids drop tower, incorporated into this brand new area, which is going to be around the old Toad's Crazy Cars site. Toad's Crazy Cars is staying, but it's having a shorter layout and a retheme to Jungle Rangers. While a brand new ride's being brought in, which will be a small kids log flume that used to operate, it's the Escape from Quat Creek log flume that used to operate a Wave of Sea Life adventure, is coming to the park to come with rafters or river rafts. So a big area there, two additions that have not been at the park. Treetop Hoppers is staying the same, going to have animals in there, two attractions. It looks alright, but I was a big fan of Toadie's Crazy Cars, so I don't think it's going to live up to what that was. I love that attraction. Back in when it was operating, it was sad to see it close and even get an announcement until after the season when the Rainforest was announced. And on the subject of a ride that also closed last year, Ramesses Revenge, that has now been removed from the park for the 2021 development. That has now been removed and was on the back of a truck the other week, so that has now completely gone from the park, which I'm fine with. It's not like I thought they would do it this year. It's a lot better having the ride removed than having it sitting there for a year. But yeah, the Rainforest does look good. It looks a very good area, and good to see a new ride hardware coming into the park, and it looks really well themed, and it's not an IP based attraction either. That's not it at Chessington. They are getting loads this year. We're seeing the relocation of Flying Jumbos, which is the Flying Elephants attraction at the park. It's been there for years. This will be the third location it's had. It used to be in Toy Town, all pink, which is now the Gruffalo Arena, before it moved to Forbidden Kingdom for 1 year, before being incorporated into the Safari area that opened a year later, incorporating there, made it more jungly, like desert theme, which was located as you walked out into the Safari area. Up to Safari, it was located on the right behind Ramesses. But the rides had to be either removed or relocated, because the site where it is now will be used for the queue for the 2021 development, which is the new family drop tower that's going in the place of Ramesses Revenge, with the drop tower going in place where Ramesses was, and the queue line being where Flying Jumbos was. It's going to be an Egyptian themed drop tower with a big crocodile mouth at the bottom. So where they've relocated it, it's actually behind the Adventure Point gift shop, where the old Chessington Carousel used to be before it was removed at the end of 2016, before the Adventure Tree came in to replace it in the centre of Adventure Point. But it's going there. Last year we did have that small go-kart track. I believe that's been relocated behind Rattlesnake, so on the path as you walk up from Adventure Point into what was Africa, which I suppose is probably going to be either the Gruffalo Arena being a themed area and then the Rainforest. So when you're walking up there, the small little go-kart pay £1 or pay-per-play go-kart attraction has now been relocated there from there. But it's not just a relocation of Flying Jumbo, it's having a whole re-theme to fit and give a new re-theme, new lease of life. It's going to actually bring Elmer, the elephant, is going to be the theme. The children's book, which is a children's book. If you don't know, I've read it years ago. It's about a patchwork coloured elephant called Elmer, and it'll be called Elmer the Elephant's Flying Jumbos, which makes it look very vibrant. All the elephants are going to have their own little colours. They're going to have the checkerboard painting, or multicolour, and I suppose Elmer merchandise, Elmer meet and greets might be at the park as well. But it's good to see another IP that's not a Julia Donaldson. This is not done by Julia Donaldson. This is a different book. It was by a different author. But it's the same, it's another IP, but hopefully it can bring a new lease of life into Flying Jumbos, because it was just sat there at the back behind Ramesses in its old site. This is a much better space. I'd much rather have a proper ride in that space behind the Adventure Point gift shop, and I suppose they'll work it so you exit into the Adventure Point gift shop, but I think we needed a proper ride off the carousel when we had that. We had some inflatable games for the first year, then we had some inflatable games put in there, and then we had the pay-per-play go-kart, which is staying at the park. I think it was popular, so moved it behind Rattlesnake, which will be a better position for it, opposite Tiny Truckers. But it's good to see an investment coming in, a new lease of life to an old ride, but that's not it. Black Buccaneer, the pirate ship at the park, which last year was not at the park. The last time we got to ride it was Christmas 2018, but for 2019 the Black Buccaneer, or they said, had ran ashore and was not operating. It didn't operate for the whole 2019 season, but it's been confirmed a pirate ship is returning, but it's not the Black Buccaneer. It's going to be a new pirate ship ride, so that's another new ride. That's new ride hardware. But they did a competition online to name it. We don't know what the name is yet, but it's going to be a new pirate ship. Is it going to ride the same as Black Buccaneer? Black Buccaneer is probably my favourite pirate ship in the UK. It's a fantastic ride, but is it going to ride the same, this new one, which we don't know what the name is going to be. We just know it's going to be a pirate ship. But yeah, it's another investment. That's free investment. 3 bits of new attractions contest, and you've also got the rainforest area with a lot of the works going on. You've got Elmer, and then you've got the new pirate ship at the park as well, and I suppose some new zoo animals to replace the enclosures where the tortoise and capybaras were, that are getting moved up to the rainforest around the Amazon area. Maybe we'll see some more animals around there in throughout this year, like when the tigers were moved up to Cycle Rock. We got the bush dogs, which I still haven't seen. I've not seen them yet, they haven't been out. So let's move a bit along to Legoland Windsor, which this year they are having a lot done at the park. So this year was a bit of a surprise announcement, because we know in 2021 we're getting the Lego Movie World. It's been granted planning permission, which will be a re-theme of the side of Adventureland where Squid Surfer is, which is going to incorporate all of that area into it, with 2 new attractions and a park being added in there as well. But this year, a whole bit of refurb is coming to Duplo Valley. Duplo Valley's having a lot of work done. In Duplo Valley, as you know, it's the area themed around Duplo. We've got the huge big water play areas, which is Brickville and Splash Safari. You've got the huge Drench Towers as well. You've got Brickville Player, you've got the Duplo Valley Airport, small spinning helicopter ride, you've got the fantastic boat ride of the Fairy Tale Brook. You've got the theatre in there as well, puppet show, and the Duplo train. All we know that's staying the same is Fairy Tale Brook, all the water park that will open again in the summer, and the Duplo train, which is a small train, and the shop in the area. We know we are going to be getting a new show in the puppet theatre there, which we seem to get every year, but this year they're really pushing it, marketing it as a part of this new Duplo Valley refurb. So I am expecting it to be a proper big new show, not just a new fairy tale, maybe a new Duplo themed show. But we're also going to see some work done to the Duplo Valley Airport, removing the emergency services theme it's had for years, because all the helicopters in there were either fire, ambulance, police. They're going to be given more of a colourful theme, which I think will fit with Duplo Valley more. That was when it was Duplo Land years ago. That worked when the Legoland wasn't sectioned off into themed areas, it was just rides. But I think a re-theme is needed for that attraction. But also an extension to the Brickville Park would be a new interactive rocket play area getting added into there, which is good. They're investing in the play equipment there. It's a big part of Legoland. You have so many parks at Legoland. It's good for the kids and the families as well. The parents can sit down and let the kids run around in that Brickville. It's a fantastic park they've got there. Castaway Camp. They've got so many fantastic parks at Legoland, and they're going to be getting another one next year by the sounds of one based around Benny, the character about it. Lego Movie is also going to be getting its own play area, just the picnic area, the park getting removed down that end. There'll be a new one in. But Legoland do have a lot of parks. It's good to see an expansion here. It's going to be an interactive park, so it's going to have some sound effects, hopefully. But the main addition, Raft Racers, I forgot to say, staying the same, which is the dinghy slide attraction. But there's we're getting a new coaster at Legoland, which will be the main addition here. It was the Duplo Dino Coaster. Last year they were marketing it as the Duplo Dream Coaster. But now it's been given, instead of the Duplo Wacky theme, it's been given a dinosaur theme, becoming a Duplo Dino Coaster. It looks really sweet. It's actually a clone of the Bar Express, which is a small family kids coaster at Europa Park in the island area. It's a small kids, like, figure of 8 coaster, but it's a coaster at Legoland, and it's another ride. It's new ride hardware to the park, and they needed a new coaster, and it looks really sweet. The planting looks lovely. They've got a large themed structure in the middle with some Duplo dinosaurs on. The trains look lovely. The queue looks good. All the plants really make it, and it looks like it'll be a really good ride, a really good first coaster for kids before they go on their first big rides at the park, like the Dragon's Apprentice. They've got this small coaster to get them built up. That's not all at Legoland though. We're having a bit of work done to the Lego Atlantis Submarine Voyage, which I love. It's a fantastic dark ride. We go through all aquariums, like, you get on a ride, it's basically a sea life centre for lazy people. You sit down, you go on an amazing adventure down to the Atlantis, see real life fish. It's like a suspended rail where the car is suspended down, where you sit, you walk down into a glass box at the bottom where it feels like you're underwater. Really good, and you also did have a mini sea life centre at the end. But it's gone. It's having a major refurb for this year as it becomes the Lego City Deep Sea Adventure. I think why they've done this is because Atlantis is a really old Lego theme. It hasn't been on shelves for years. I'm quite a big Lego fan, and I know it hasn't been added in years, but it's going to become the Lego City Deep Sea Adventure, so it's going to be Lego City themed. But does that mean Adventureland's been going from the park for good? Does that mean Lego City Undersea Adventure and Haunted House Monster Party, which splits Lego City and that off, will go part of Lego City, and then where Squid Surfer is will be the only part of Adventureland only for this year before it becomes the Lego Movie World next year. But all we know about it is going to have a whole new story. It's had a whole new facade that looks a lot better, and it's going to have a proper pre-show as well. We know that for a fact, and we also know it'll be a retheme of the Sea Life Centre and shop. So it's going to be a total retheme, new story for the ride. It's good to see a new story to the ride. They're not removing it completely. It's going to give it a new story, new freshen up to make it look a good attraction once again. But also at Legoland, we found out over Christmas that after Christmas the Lego Star Wars Miniland experience will never open again. It's shut, which was a walkthrough, so you found all the Star Wars like Miniland models is shut. I reckon it's because the licensing has run out for Lego Star Wars, and it's gone from the park, so it's a big space there. They could maybe use it for 2022, because we know what we're getting for next year, which will be the Lego Movie World, which will be a large scale investment, maybe a smaller scale investment the year after, because it's been 3 years. Last year we got the Haunted House Monster Party. It's been 3 years of non-stop investment of new ride hardware, so maybe that'll be a retheme of their coming up, maybe to DC superheroes, Marvel superheroes, to do a new attraction in that space. Next, let's move on to Alton Towers, which are having a big investment this year. They are having the world of David Walliams, which we knew about last year. It'll be a retheme of the Cloud Cuckoo Land area of the park. We knew about this last year, we didn't know what content it would hold inside the area. What we know now is that it's going to have a large-scale ride and some smaller attractions. We know that there's going to be 2 small attractions called the Royal Thoroughbred Carousel, which we presume will be a retheme of the old Gallopers Carousel that was in the area, and also Raji's Bottom Bouncer, which we presume will be a retheme of the Frog Hopper attraction that was in the area. It was a small drop tower. And also they're promising meet and greets, and Raji's shop is finally getting a built, which if you've never read any of the books or watched any of the films, it's quite a large part in there, the newsagents. I'm hoping it's an experience, not just a normal shop, where I could get my 32 cornettos for the price of 31. But hopefully that is a live action experience, or at least a shop with a proper shopkeeper in there will be nice. But that is not it in the area. The major investment is Gangster Granny the Ride, a brand new indoor immersive dark ride in the Wobble World space, which, well, that is a small building. I think we're getting a brand new dark ride at Towers, not a retheme, a brand new ride system at all, and it looks fantastic. And there was an ITV News report about it. It looks brilliant, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's the thing I'm most looking forward to this year out of all the parks. This year, Alton Towers are trying this. It's their 40th birthday. They're trying with some more events. I think we've got Oktoberfest, we've got a summer event, we've got the half-term heist over in May, and you can bring an old person or an OAP for free this year to bring your grannies in for Gangster Granny the Ride with a full-paying child. And yeah, good to see some events at Towers. They trialled events with Thorpe Park last year, like Bouncilla Game Effects. It looks like they're bringing them over to Towers with the half-term heist, summer event and Oktoberfest, and also the return of Scarefest and the firework event at the end of the year. Now let's move on to Thorpe Park, which only recently have announced what they're doing for the 2020 season. It's going to be another year of events they have announced, with more events coming to the park like last year. First we're going to have Hyper Spring, which is going to be an event in the springtime, which is going to focus around Easter to May half term. And it's going to have a Cosmic 6 challenge, which we suppose will be like the Island Extreme challenge or the Feared 5 challenge that have been at the park before. You've got to ride some rides and you can collect a bit of merchandise. They're also promising like glitches around the park, like system delayed detonation, random ride replays, whatever that means. Does it mean they're going to send you around again, or is it some free photos? We don't know. It's going to go for like a techie, like glitchy, computery theme for the Hyper Swing. And then we've got Spectacular Summer, I think it is, or isn't it? I forgot what it was. It's Spectacular Summer or something, or yeah, it's going to be a summer event that we don't know much about. It's just focusing on water rides at the moment, so, and more to be announced. So another event for the summer holidays like we've got for a few years now. But then also Fright Nights is returning at the end of the year, which I am happy about. But there is one big new addition for this year, and it's based around the Netflix horror programme Black Mirror, where we'll be getting the Black Mirror Labyrinth, which will be a brand new live action experience that will be pulling together immersive special effects and live action scenery. So it's another IP and it's another live action attraction that I'm not happy about. That was our major addition last year. It was Jungle Escape, which has been announced to be coming back this year in the I'm Celebrity space. But this is a new attraction. I talked about it in my Monk's Walk video that will be online soon, more in depth. But we know it's going in the old Walking Dead Living Nightmare Scare Maze space, which is a shame because I love that maze, one of my favourite mazes at the park. Shame we're losing another maze space in all as well. The only indoor maze space they've got at the moment is Creek Freak Massacre, or if they're going to use Saw Alive again, because the I'm Celebrity building can have Jungle Escape in there. So, yeah, this new attraction, I've never watched the programme, but does this mean this could open branches, as it's a Netflix show, which is a big streaming giant? Is this going to open up more pathways for more Netflix shows to come into the park, maybe new rides, or for Fright Nights maybe, which could have some very good possibilities there. They've got a lot of horror shows on that streaming platform, so maybe a lot of them might be brought into Fright Nights for like what we had with the Lionsgate takeover years ago, and they brought all their horror films in. So I'm expecting Walking Dead to leave Fright Nights this year, and as well as Blair Witch to like take those mazes out of the park, but keep Platform 15 and Creek Freak Massacre in, and then have maybe 3 Netflix show scare mazes or any other IP that they're going to bring into the park. And probably one of them being in the Do or Die space, maybe a temporary maze around there, one of them being in the Blair Witch space, and one of them being in the old Saw Alive building. Next, let's talk about other parks. There's 2 more places I am going to talk about. The first one is Flamingo Land, which will be opening the brand new 10 Looper coaster, which has lap bars, which I'm happy about, which will be a clone of Colossus, but with a different drop, lap bars, a different colour scheme, and it's definitely worth a visit. I might be popping up to Flamingo Land this year, you never know, but it looks a good investment for them and a good strong new big coaster for the UK, which we haven't got in a long while. But the biggest addition this year, I think, to the UK will be Portland Park, who are opening Tornado Springs. It looks fantastic. Their new themed area, Tornado Springs, a western town destroyed by a tornado, and it's got a lot in there. It's going to have 2 existing rides in there. It's going to have a rethemed dinghy slide, it would be called Buffalo Falls, and a rethemed tractor ride called Trekking Tractors, which was a small little track ride there at the park before. But it will also see a gyro swing called the Cyclonator, also see some more kids drop towers called the Windmill Towers, which they removed their old kids drop towers. These will be some new spinning ones, a driving school called Owl's Auto Academy, the reopening of the Polypo Express that will run round, and Storm Chaser, which will be a Max Ride spinning coaster, which will be exciting to see in the UK, another coaster as well in the UK, and Portland's definitely worth a visit, and I'm hopefully to go there very, very soon. But the last one I was going to talk to is about something very close to home, and it's Clacton Pier, who have announced 2 brand new rides. They've announced the removal of Stella's Revenge, an existing coaster, and the removal of the go-karts, Formula K I think they were or something. The go-kart site will be replaced by a new log flume they got from Scotland. We had confirmed last year that they bought that from the Scottish Park, so that's coming down, and also a new coaster, a Looping Star, they also got from the Scottish Park to replace Stella's Revenge. But there was actually, when we were battered by these awful storms, a bit of the pier did collapse where this Looping Star coaster is meant to go. So hopefully, I suppose the log flume will open with the opening of the park for the new season, but I think the Looping Star might be a little later so they can structurally make it safe, and safety is paramount with these attractions, and it will be good to see another investment at a local park. Let's get into merchandise showcase. I'll show you the bits of merchandise I got from the Drayton Manor auction. So a bit about the Drayton Manor auction then. Back in January we were invited to Drayton Manor Park to auction and buy some old memorabilia from Drayton Manor. From either the Pirates Adventure rides or other bits, as you see in front of me, from other parts of the park. It was an amazing evening. We were in the Hamilton Suite there, a real big meet-up of theme park enthusiasts as we could buy some bits of history. I got 4 bits. First is a poster here for Drayton Manor Theme Park, Home and Thomas Land at the top there. It's a ride and attractions information board. It says the following rides and attractions will close at dusk due to visibility for the attractions there, and the thing about the Soda Railway, and also Drayton Manor Park and all their Instagram followers. All we done with this to get this on the wall is we put like a board we got from Hobbycraft at the back and pinned it in, and it's so good to get these bits of attractions. There was a stall, there was a main auction with all the Pirates Adventure bits, and there was a stall selling posters and other ride memorabilia. This only cost me £3 I think it was, so it was an absolute bargain. We also got another poster here talking to you about how the 2018 season passes are available. Really nice poster there. We also got this for £3 from the auction off one of the stalls. Really nice with all the rides on there, and a really nice poster. Next is something very, very special. We got this. It's a head of a pirate from the Pirates Adventure Dark Ride. This cost me £10 I think it was. Really nice there. The head that would have been on one of the steel figures inside the Pirate Adventure Dark Ride, which was the main reason. This was on the stall there. I didn't auction for this, but this was the main reason of the auction. It was auctioning rides off, or parts of the rides off from this classic attraction that sadly has left us. So a very nice piece of theme park memorabilia. You'll probably see him in the background of some videos now. And yeah, I'll show you my last bit, which is too big to fit up here in the hub, so I'm going to have to go downstairs and show you that before I wrap up the video. So we're downstairs now because it is too big for this item to fit in the hub. It's actually a rum jar. We got this in the auction. It's from the Pirates Adventure Dark Ride, I think from the tavern scene. I only went on Pirates Adventure once, and that was years ago. It's been standing but not operating for years. And yeah, it's a very nice jar. We got this for £10 in the auction. A lot of these were on sale. Now one is Ashcroft's Best Bitter, 1657. Really nice item. Actually a really nice decorative piece down here as well. Really nice just to have on display. And it's a bit of theme park history as well. And a really good item to have in my theme park collection. I'm now going to go upstairs, tell you about some future plans that are happening in the next couple of weeks and some channel news before wrapping up this video. So we're coming to the end for the first monthly show of 2020, but you're probably wondering where is shout-outs. I usually do this as the final section of the monthly show. The shout-outs will be returning, but not this week. They will be returning in next month's show, which will be at the end of March, either at the end of March or the start of April, whenever I can put the video out. So that will be the next monthly show, and you'll get a comment if you comment, a shout-out, if you comment on this show, or comment on any other videos on the channel between this show and next show. But they will be, I'll only do the shoutouts that were on there when I film the video. So what have we got planned? So I did actually pop down to Monk's Walk at the weekend. It was very bad weather, but we got a Greggs out of it, so I'm happy, which, God, you didn't see that in the video. We were in there for ages looking for sausage rolls. They ran out, which typical of Greggs over here, innit? We ran out of sausage rolls, and everyone always wants a sausage roll when they go to Greggs, but at least they got a fresh batch out, not like steak bakes that I'd run out of. But more on that in the video where I did say I was going to Greggs, but this is not a food channel, this is a theme park channel. Yeah, we went to Monk's Walk, we had a closed season look, we walked around Monk's Walk, we also walked around Thorpe Farm, or around the perimeter of Thorpe Farm, and for a closed season update, that will be coming on in a few days after this show comes on, which I presume I'm filming this on a Thursday. It's probably, as we're busy over the weekend, will probably come on Sunday or something, yeah, and then Monk's Walk come on the week after this video, because we are at the Chessington World Adventures Preview Day on Sunday, not this Sunday, the Sunday after. We're at Chessington World Adventures for Preview Day. It's mental how quick it's been for the start of the theme park season. I can't wait, really can't wait to get back to Chessington and see what has changed there. Yeah, see what's going down, hopefully see the new rides, hopefully they're open, and just enjoy the beginning of the theme park season, getting on some rides, and just enjoying the feeling as well. But it's a shame it's on a Sunday this year. It was a Saturday last year, which I prefer it being a Saturday, because you don't have to worry about anything on the Monday. Yes, so that's it for this video. Don't forget to check out the Monk's Walk video when it's on. But this year, our main trip, if you didn't know already, we are going out for a big Florida trip in the summer. We're going to Busch Gardens, Universal, all the parks out there, so stay tuned for when we go out there in June or July, which is the big trip of this year. That's it for this month's show. Don't forget to check out when Monk's Walk is on, and the Chessington Preview Day vlog, and any other videos. I'll see you in next month's show, and which will be the March-April show. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below if you want to shout out in next month's show. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. That's it for this month's show. See ya in the next video. Bye.